Good morning, all of you. So, in the previous class, we started about block-on-block problems, right? So, in that, we discussed a concept like when the force is applied on the lower block. That means one of the case we completed in our last class. Now, let us see this next case in that. So, block-on-block problems. So, this is case 2. Means case 1 we already discussed in the last class, right? Now this is we are going to discuss about case 2. That means case 1 is nothing but when force is applied on this lower block. Now we are discussing about force is acting on this upper block. So now let us say this is small m and capital M and we are applying some force F. So here the coefficient of friction we consider it as mu and this is a smooth surface, right? So then here again we need to think about this maximum force until which we can, that means both the blocks can move with the common acceleration. So first generally we need to calculate that one. So whenever such a problem is there, first we need to verify that thing only, whether both the blocks are moving together or both are moving separately, we need to first decide that. So after that only we can calculate the accelerations of the blocks or the frictional force acting on these blocks there, right? And so first for this I am assuming that the common acceleration I am considering here. So first let us calculate this limiting friction here. So this F maximum or F limiting, this value we can write this as mu n, which is nothing but mu mg. So the common acceleration. Common acceleration AC we can write this as F by m plus m. This is a common acceleration. So when you are taking the maximum common acceleration, then automatically that force we consider as a maximum force until which both the blocks will move with the common acceleration, right? And so now if this system is moving with this common acceleration, then let us calculate this maximum acceleration. Now in the previous case when force is applied on the lower block, we discussed like there is certain maximum limit for the acceleration of the upper block, right? Now in this case there is certain limit for this acceleration of this lower block, because on the upper block we are applying this force here. So once if you are increasing this force, then acceleration of this small m will goes on increasing only. So if you are continuously increasing this force, then acceleration of this block also will increase, will goes on increasing. But the acceleration of this capital M cannot increase beyond a certain value, right? Because the capital M block, the lower block is accelerating because of this frictional force only. And so then simply you can take the free body diagram, you will get an idea for that. So if you are taking this free body diagram of this upper block, then this applied force, then this frictional force will be there along this direction, and the lower block if I consider, then this will be accelerating because of this frictional force only, right? So the maximum possible acceleration of this lower block now I am writing here. So maximum acceleration of capital M. So this is A max is equal to, simply what we can write there is F limiting by capital M you can write. So that means this force is here is nothing but frictional force only. Its acceleration will be maximum when this frictional force is maximum, and so that frictional force, maximum frictional force is nothing but we call that means that will be limiting friction there, right? And therefore here this maximum acceleration we can write this as mu into small mg by capital M. So that will be the maximum acceleration of this block. And so now that maximum acceleration, to find the maximum force until which both the blocks are moving with common acceleration, this common acceleration must be equal to the maximum acceleration there, right? So therefore this maximum, so maximum common acceleration I am writing here, the maximum common acceleration So AC maximum is equal to A maximum. That means this is nothing but our maximum common acceleration there. So as I said, when you are writing this maximum common acceleration, you can take this expression as F maximum by M plus M. That means here I am taking this maximum force, the maximum force until which both the blocks will move with the common acceleration. That I am taking it as F maximum. So F maximum by M plus M is equal to A maximum means then this value you can write here. So which is mu mg by capital M, right? And therefore F maximum is equal to M plus M into mu mg by capital M, you can write. So that will be the maximum force until which both the blocks will move with the common acceleration. Is it clear? Suppose say this is equation 1. So mention this here clearly. The above expression gives the maximum force until which both the blocks will move with common acceleration without any relative slipping, right? So that will be the maximum common acceleration here. So now from this, now we can conclude some conditions like when applied force is less than this, then we can say both the blocks will move with the common acceleration. Let us say if suppose this value is 100 newtons force, this maximum, this once if we substitute all the values, small m, capital M and mu values. For example, I am taking this F maximum is 100 newtons. So if you are applying the force greater than 100 newtons, they will move separately. The acceleration of capital M will be different and small m will be different. If you are applying a force less than that 100, then they will move with the common acceleration without any relative slipping there, right? And so now let us write those about that points there here. So here what I can mention now is if applied force is less than F maximum. So is it clear? Now this F applied is, F means nothing but applied force and F maximum is this value. So when applied force is less than this F maximum, then what will happen is then both the blocks move with common acceleration, right? And therefore that common acceleration is given by F by M plus M, you can write. So that means that is the common acceleration of this system. And now the frictional force, you can write this as simply you can take the free body diagram of either lower block or upper block, you may consider here. So now I am taking this capital M here, so it is moving with some acceleration AC. So this is FBD of capital M. So then therefore what we can write here is F is equal to frictional force is equal to M into AC, you can write. Therefore this frictional force, you can write this as M into F by M plus M. So this will be the frictional force here. This is the friction. So frictional force between those blocks there. So then this is the frictional force expression in that case. Now if you are taking the case like F is greater than this F maximum, then what we can conclude is both the blocks are moving with different accelerations, we can say. And so now you need to write these accelerations then separately there in such a case. So right, let us consider like if this is the next point in this. So if F is applied force is greater than this F maximum, then blocks will move with different acceleration. both with a different acceleration. That means you can say that there will be some relative slipping will be there between those blocks there in such a case, right? And so then in that case what we can write is we can take the free body diagram of this capital M and small m, and you can write this accelerations here. So then this is capital M and small m, and this is the frictional force here. And so now this is limiting friction, which is equal to kinetic friction. If both are different, as I said in the previous class, we need to take, as a relative slipping is there, you need to take this kinetic friction here. So now they say it is moving with some acceleration a1. And so therefore this acceleration equation, what we can write is a is equal to, directly I am writing this acceleration equation. So FL by m you can write, or which is mu mg by m. So here, as I said, if mu k is given separately, then mu k you need to substitute here. So whenever slipping is taking place, you need to substitute that kinetic friction only. And next here, for example, here I am taking like capital M free body diagram here. And so now this is the limiting friction, or which is equal to kinetic friction. Now it is say moving with some acceleration a2. Therefore this acceleration a2, what we can write is this limiting friction by capital M you can write. So which is nothing but mu mg by capital M. So these are the accelerations here. So the acceleration in that case will be given by this a1, and this is our that means they say this is a1 value and this is a2 value, their accelerations, right? So that is a case here. That means when there is slipping between them, then acceleration will be different, and then frictional force will be, you can say, kinetic friction, or the limiting friction will act there. So in this case only the frictional force you need to calculate it carefully here. If they ask in this case when F is less than that, they will move with the common acceleration, and then what we can answer here is frictional force is not mu n. So frictional force is given by MA, you need to write here, mass of that block into acceleration you need to write in this case, right? And so now I will give some one problem based on this, so you can practice that. So like here, let us take the problem like this is the block here, and this is small m, and this is capital M, and say we are applying some force here, and this is the coefficient of friction, and this is smooth surface here. That is a data previous concept what we are considering there. And so now here I am giving this data as like small m is equal to say 5 kg, and a capital M is equal to 10 kg, and a coefficient of friction is say 0.4. So this is the given data here. So this is 5 kg, small m is 5 kg. Yeah, now let us write this, find the acceleration of the blocks. Write that question, find the acceleration of the blocks and the friction between the blocks. Friction between the blocks when applied force is 20 newtons and when applied force is 40 newtons, right? So now let us find for this these two values here. So when the applied force is 20 and applied force is 40 newtons, you need to find acceleration and then this frictional force. So as I said, don't use any formula what we are deriving here. So you need to proceed how we derived all these expressions there. So that means you need to find, that is whether the common acceleration, whether they are moving with the common acceleration or not. This concept what I explained here is not to remember the formula, it is just to understand how to solve it. Is it clear? So you should not remember any formula which we discussed here. So just you should remember how we derived those expressions there and how we discussed the expressions. I will explain this problem. If you have any confusion, then you will get the clarity here. So that means you need to assume that both are moving with the common acceleration there. First, let us generally we assume like that whenever force is applied. So you may directly assume that they are moving with the common accelerations there. And before that, let us find the limiting frictions here. So I am calculating this limiting friction there. So that limiting friction value, what we can write is mu mg. So which is 0.4 into m, small m is there 5 into this is 10, right? And so here limiting friction value is 20 newtons we are getting here, right? And so this force is also I gave the 20 newtons. So let us change this value. You will get a confusion otherwise, because then this block will be at the verge of motion, or if the block is ready to move, you can say that ready to slip. So to avoid that confusion, I am changing this value. Let us take this value as some 10 newtons here. Is it clear? I am changing this question here. This value, let us take this as 10, and then let us take this expression as B. You may take that 20 also. You may check that, or let us take this 20 itself here. There is no problem. You can take this value. What I am saying is you may get confusion whether it is limiting friction and this applied force are equal. So that's what I am saying there. And so now in that case, our procedure generally for this type of problem is we assume that they are moving with common accelerations there, right? Let us assume blocks are moving with common acceleration. Blocks are moving with common acceleration. So that common acceleration is given by, so F by m plus m you need to write, because there is no friction at the floor. So then from this what we can write here is F value is nothing but 20 by this is 5 plus 10 is 10 plus 5. And so therefore this AC value here what you can write is 20 by 15. So 4 by 3 you can write. So that is a common acceleration of the system here, right? So when this is common acceleration of the system, then what we can write here is, let us write the frictional force between these two blocks. Let us write an equation for this block here, because you need to select the block on which there is no force. So then that block will be accelerating because of the frictional force only, right? So that means we are assuming that blocks are moving with the common acceleration here. So then this common acceleration, we need to verify this whether this common acceleration is possible or not. So in general, in block on block problems, that is a procedure there. We assume that blocks are moving with the common acceleration. So if they are moving with the common acceleration, what should be the frictional force between the blocks there? So if that frictional force is possible, then our assumption is correct. That means they are moving with the common acceleration. So this is nothing but acceleration of the system, you can say that. If that frictional force is not possible, if that friction is not possible, then that our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is nothing but the common acceleration is wrong. So that means they are not moving with the common acceleration. They will move with the relative slipping. That means they are moving with the different accelerations, we can decide there. So now how to verify whether that friction is possible or not means the frictional force what we are getting with for this acceleration must be less than this limiting friction here. So this is 20 newtons. So that should be less than the 20 newtons there, limiting friction. So if it is more than limiting friction, then this is not possible. So that is a verification there. Is it clear? First we need to assume that blocks are moving with common acceleration. So then we are getting this common acceleration here. So next, with this common acceleration, we find the frictional force between those two blocks for this common acceleration. So let us find the frictional force now. So for that I am taking this FBD of capital M. So this is FBD of 10 kg block. So then this can be taken as it is accelerating only because of this friction here. So it is accelerating with acceleration A. Therefore this frictional force what we can write is 10 into AC you can write. So this is 10 into AC value is nothing but 4 by 3 we are getting here, right? and so therefore this frictional force is 40 by 3. So now that 40 by 3 means just we need to check whether it is less than 20 newtons or greater than 20 newtons, we need to check here, right? So this is 40 by 3 newtons. So now is this friction is possible or not means we need to compare that value and our limiting friction. Our limiting friction is 20 newtons, but now the frictional force is less than the 20 newtons, right? And so that we can conclude that common acceleration is possible here. So that means here what we can write here is F is less than F limiting, therefore our assumption is correct. Our assumption is correct. And therefore this A1 is equal to A2 is equal to AC, which is 4 by 3 meter per second square. And frictional force between them is 40 by 3 newtons. So now these are our conclusions, and that is the answer for our first case here. That means acceleration of A1 and A2 means acceleration of individual blocks. Acceleration of individual blocks is same, which is equal to the common acceleration 4 by 3 meter square. And now in that case the frictional force will be given by this 40 by 3 newtons here. So is it clear? That is the verification process for this type of problems here. So we assume that blocks are moving with the common acceleration, then we calculate that frictional force there. And if that friction is less than the limiting friction, our assumption is correct. Now let us take the next case here. So the next case is second problem. Let us consider that one. When F is equal to 40 newtons. So now again let us consider the same calculation. Now with 40 newtons we need to calculate that common acceleration here. Let both blocks are moving with common acceleration. Means the same assumption you need to take it again, but this force is different, so the common acceleration is also different, you will get here. And therefore this AC is equal to 40 by 15. So 5 you can cancel, then 8 by 3 meter per second square, right? So now that will be the common acceleration here. So then after getting this common acceleration, next what we should do? We should consider this frictional force with this acceleration. For this acceleration, what is the friction required? So now I am taking this FBD of M, let us take capital M. So FBD of 10 kg block. So if you are taking this FBD of 10 kg block, so the force is frictional force, now it is moving with some acceleration AC here. Therefore now that frictional force what we can write here is F is equal to 10 into AC, right? And so now this 10 into AC value is 8 by 3. Therefore this F is 80 by 3 newtons. Now is this friction is possible? So that frictional force is not possible, right? Because that you will get greater than 20 newtons you will get, but here we are taking this just 20 newtons only. That limiting friction is 20 newtons only. So that our limiting friction, that means to maintain this common acceleration, that much friction is required. But that much friction is not provided by this surfaces here. And so that our assumption is wrong. That means they are not moving with the common acceleration. So therefore here what we can write here is so therefore F is greater than this F limiting, right? So F is greater than F limiting means our assumption is wrong here. So then I will write this free body diagrams again here. So just to mention that therefore our assumption is wrong. So now individually now we need to take this free body diagram and we need to calculate our accelerations here. So I am writing the continuation here. Therefore as F is greater than this FL, our assumption is wrong. Our assumption is wrong. So that means accelerations are different. And so now I am taking this FBD of individual blocks here. if our assumption is wrong in the sense, what that indicates is they are moving with different accelerations. If you want, you can conclude that also. That means our assumption is wrong, therefore the blocks will move with the different accelerations, and acceleration of the blocks is given by. And so now here this is 5 kg block I am taking here. This is the applied force, let us take. So which is 40 newtons. Then here this limiting friction will be there. Now I said already, once the slipping is taking place, kinetic friction or limiting friction you need to consider here. So that means now 20 newtons will act along this direction. So let us say it is moving with some acceleration a1. Therefore what we can write is 5 into a1 is equal to 40 minus 20. So therefore a1 is equal to, that means this is nothing but 20 by 5 you will get. So 4 meter per second square. So this is the acceleration of this upper block here. The acceleration of the upper block is 4 meter per second square. Right? And so that the acceleration of this lower block. Now this 10 kg block, that means this is the FBD of 10 kg block. So this 10 kg block will accelerate only because of this frictional force here. And so that now this is moving with some acceleration a2. So therefore this FL MA2 is equal to FL2 you can write. So 10 into A2 is equal to, FL is nothing but 20 newtons. Therefore this A2 is 2 meter per second square. Right? So then this is nothing but our acceleration of this lower block here. So now we can observe that accelerations of this upper block and lower block will be different. So then a friction in this case is nothing but limiting friction you need to consider there, right? So that is a way of solving that. So now you can observe in this problem, in this I didn't use any formula what we derived in our previous discussion there. So that without using that formula, because once if you are remembering that formula, you can coming Saturday until that you can remember that formula. Once if your syllabus goes on completing, then you can't remember the formulas of the previous chapter, or it is difficult to remember all the expressions for the final examinations. So that you need to remember some basic expressions which are required, like in projectile motion we discussed some ranges or maximum height. So those expressions you need to remember, and so for this all nothing, that means these are not required to remember here. So just you need to know how to solve this type of problems here, right? And so now let us take one more problem similar to this. So let us say this, now I am taking some variable force here. The time varying force I am taking here, say this is M1 and this is M2, and this force I am taking like AT. So that means the time varying force is acting on this upper block here, right? So now in this case we need to write an expressions for the accelerations of the blocks, and we need to draw how that accelerations are varying with the time. So note down that in the system shown in figure, mu is the coefficient of friction between the blocks. Mu is the coefficient of friction between the blocks. And there is no friction between M2 and the ground. There is no friction between M2 and the ground. If a time varying force F is equal to alpha into T, where alpha is positive constant, time varying force F is equal to alpha into T, where T is alpha is positive constant, is applied on upper block, draw the variation of acceleration of the blocks with time. Draw the variation of acceleration of the blocks with the time, right? And so now here first I am going to calculate up to what time the blocks will move with the common accelerations, right? So that means until initially suppose a very small force, that means that T is equal to 0, force will be 0. So now the force starts increasing slowly, right? And so once the force start increasing slowly, so initially both the blocks will start moving with the common acceleration. So now I am going to calculate until what time they will move with the common acceleration. So first I am going to calculate that one. So let the time is t naught here. So for that I am taking this common acceleration. So common acceleration AC is equal to F by m plus m, that means m1 plus m2 you can write. And so now to find this limit here, which block will be having this limiting acceleration? So M2 will have certain limit because M2 is accelerating because of this frictional force only. So what I am calculating is the maximum possible acceleration of M2. So that means now for this M2 I will draw this diagram here. This M2 is accelerating because of only frictional force here. So this will accelerate. So once you are saying this as a maximum value, that A2 maximum I am taking here. So then that force is nothing but what we can say is limiting friction, that frictional force there is. So that means M2 into A2 maximum is equal to FL. So therefore this M2 into A2 maximum is equal to what we can write here is the mu into M1 into G. Therefore this A2 maximum is equal to mu into m1 into g by m2. This is the maximum acceleration of our system which we derived already. Now just from this we need to find the time value here until what time they are moving with the common acceleration. Therefore from this what we can write here is maximum possible common acceleration. So that AC maximum must be equal to A2 maximum, right? The maximum common acceleration is nothing but the maximum possible acceleration of this M2 here. So the maximum common acceleration means what we can write here is some alpha into T naught by m plus m. Sorry, this is m1 plus m2. That means this time I am taking it as some T naught here. Until T naught they will move with the common acceleration there. Or if you want, you may mention that assumption there. Let T naught be the time until which both the blocks move with the common acceleration. And so now here this alpha by m1 plus m2, that means f by m1 plus m2, that f value we are taking as alpha into T naught. That is equal to this A2 maximum value, what we can write is mu into m1 into g by m2. And therefore from this we can find this T naught value here. So T naught is equal to m1 plus m2 into mu m1 into g by alpha into m2 you can write. So that means that is the time until which both the blocks are moving with common acceleration. Is it clear? So that means from this what we can write is for time t less than T naught or less than or equal to T naught, the accelerations of both the blocks is same. A1 is equal to A2 is equal to F by M1 plus M2 you can write, right? So that is nothing but our conclusion. When time is less than this value, both the blocks will move with the common acceleration. So that common acceleration is nothing but F by M1 plus M2, or I can write this as alpha into T by m1 plus m2. So alpha into T by m1 plus m2 means you can observe that will be a straight line passing through the horizon. If you are drawing the graph between acceleration and the time, alpha by m1 plus m2 is a constant there. So right, so it is a straight line passing through that horizon until this, and both the for acceleration of m1 and m2 will be same. So now after this I am taking this for time greater than this T naught value here. So next I am taking this for time t greater than T naught. So for t greater than T naught means, so then what we can write here is So that's value we can write as both will move with the different accelerations here. That means if you want, we can mention that I am directly writing this. For t greater than t naught, both the blocks will move with the different accelerations. So m1 and this is alpha into t. Now the frictional force will be there in backward direction here. Now say it is moving with some acceleration a1. So m1 into a1 is equal to alpha into t minus fl. So therefore this is alpha by m1 into t minus here mu mg, mu1 mg you will get. So mu j I am directly taking here, right? So this acceleration of this a1 with respect to time for the time greater than this t naught. That means after once starting that say that limiting acceleration is there. That means relative slipping. Once the relative slipping is started, the acceleration of the block will first block like m1 will varies according to this equation. Now we can observe that this is y is equal to like mx minus c. That equation is. So correspondingly now we need to draw the graph here. So I will write the m2 a2 expression also. So after that I will explain the graphs here. So right. So for m2 now the frictional force will be limiting. It is accelerating only because of this limiting friction only. So this a2 value will be fl by m2 you can write. So therefore this a2 is equal to mu m1g by m2. So this will be the acceleration of this a2 and it will be a constant value. That means it does not increase with the time for the t greater than this t naught here. So this value will remain a constant value here. And so now in this case now we can draw the corresponding graphs here, right? That means for a1 and a2 how those graphs are varying you can draw like this. So first I am drawing for this a1 here. For a1 I am drawing this graph acceleration of a1 versus time t. So that means now first it will increase here linearly. So there is nothing but this is our equation for the common acceleration case here. So that means until this t is equal to t naught they are varying like this. So this is until this t is equal to t naught. So after that a1 value is varying according to this. And so now that is again a straight line with having some negative intercept here. So now we need to draw the straight line according to that equation. And next you need to check the slopes. So that means now here slope of this equation will be alpha by m1 plus m2. There it is alpha by only m1 only. That means that is having some larger slope there. And so I can draw this line as like this. Right? So that means they are having some different slopes here. This is having some different slope and this is having some different slope. If you extend this, then it will touches this negative y-axis here. If you extend this line here, that will touches that negative x-axis. Sorry, negative y-axis there. So that is that variation here. It is not a different line. That means it is not a straight line. It is different. I think it may appear here. So I will draw this line like this. So that means both the slopes are different there. So that is a variation of this a2 here. So it goes on increasing with the increasing time. That is nothing but what I said for this when we started this case. And next if you are drawing for a2 versus time t. a2 versus time t. So now when you are solving this a2 versus time t, you can observe that initially now a2 is varying according to the same equation here. So until time t is equal to t naught, you will get the same acceleration here. And so once the time is greater than this value, then it will remain constant here. It won't increases with this time. So it will reach a certain maximum value and that will remain constant here. And so that then this value is nothing but it is increasing until this t is equal to t naught. And after that it will become a constant value. It does not changes with the time. So that is a variation of this accelerations of these blocks here when you are applying some time varying force on this upper block, right? So those are these type of problems now we can solve easily with this concept here. When the so till now what we discussed is ground is smooth and force whether we are applying on the lower block or on the upper block, right? So we discussed that cases. And in the next class I will explain when friction is also there in the lower block. That means between the ground and this lower block. So such a type of problems I will explain in our next class. And I will discuss like 3 block problems. After that, after completing such a cases, and I will discuss about that 3 block problems there, right? Thank you.